Hey guys, welcome to WDWNT Nerd Alert. I'm your host, Joe Hogarty, and joining me tonight is Jack McCarthy.
Evening, folks.
And Taylor Katcher.
Hey there.
So on tonight's show, what we're going to do is we are going to go over WandaVision like we normally do. Again, we're behind a little bit because we're recording on Thursday night, so this will be episode number 3. Is that right, guys? I think so.
We'll be talking about episode 4 because episode 1 and 2 aired on the same night.
Right.
Yeah, I know, but which one are we up to? We're up to episode 3.
Oh, this is our episode 3.
No.
We're up to episode 4.
Is
because
it?
Again, the first night 1 and 2 aired.
Oh yeah, that's right. The third episode
wasn't
much different from the first 2. All right, so we're up to episode 4. Sorry about that. So
Yes.
Yeah, you guys will probably be seeing episode 5, but we're up to episode 4 right now. I decided to give these guys an Avengers quiz because I recently have been watching the Avengers movies back to back, within a couple of nights, and really enjoying the hell out of them. I have like a different appreciation for them watching them that way. I even like the whole Banner and Black Widow romance a little bit more, which I always despise.
It's a big change for him.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think it works better as like a movie quadrilogy as opposed to watching all of the ones that lead up to it and everything. Well, for me anyway.
Wouldn't it be a quintilogy?
Is it a quint? Was it? No, it's quintilogy. Is that 5?
It's Avengers. Oh, you're right. There's only 4. I kept thinking there's 5 because I always want to throw Civil War in there, but you're right. It's Avengers 1, Avengers 2,
Right.
Age of Ultron, then Infinity. It jumps like to Infinity War and then Endgame. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I always think there's something in the middle there. And I guess it's Civil War, but it doesn't really count. That's Captain America.
No, but I had a blast with that. And what we're going to do in the future is in the near future, hopefully, we're going to do Star Wars versus Lord of the Rings versus Avengers. And we're going to have like different thoughts on that, which ones we think is the best franchise or trilogy or quadrilogy or whatever the hell. We're also going to say like which is the best actor, what is the worst actor in those series, what's the best movie out of all of them.
Mark Ruffalo's going to get beat up a lot.
No, you know what? I have a new appreciation for Mark Ruffalo. After watching them back to back to back, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I think.
Yeah, I don't know who we're going to say the best actor is.
Well, we're not going to get there yet, But I'm just saying, like, just things like most memorable events, like the coolest scenes, the worst scenes. So we'll kind of go over all of that, but I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be really hard too, because they really are 3 really great franchises, and there's always some weak points, I would say, in all of them, which we'll discuss. I've seen some weak points anyway. Anywho, we're also going to talk about latest news and answer the latest listener email. So anyway, what have you guys been up to? Anything good, exciting?
Well, I took Taylor's advice and started watching a show that is currently on HBO Max, but since I don't subscribe to it, I had ordered the DVD.
Harley
because
Quinn.
not available on Blu-ray. So yes, I have started watching Harley Quinn. I watched the first 5 episodes, and Taylor, you are right.
Told ya.
It is a great show. It is outright insane. Do not let the kids watch it, but it is just insane. It is a crazy, funny show.
I'm so excited to get to season 2.
If you haven't had the chance.
It just keeps getting better and more referential, and it just builds on itself. It's easily one of the best Batman related things out there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I liked it too. I had watched it last year. I didn't finish the seasons and stuff like that. Do you know who voices Harley Quinn?
Kaylee
Jack?
Cuoco.
Jack, do you know?
Yeah, Kaylee Cuoco from The Big
Oh,
Bang.
okay. Oh, I didn't know.
And other things.
She's in that new show that's up for an Emmy now, I think, right? The Flight Attendant. It's on HBO.
The flight attendant or something.
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be spooky. But that's great. I'm so glad you're watching that. I'm
Oh my
excited
gosh.
for you.
Patrick and Lynette are inside, and they just hear me laughing. You know,
That was the same
I
thing.
ordered the beef, but you stole it.
Taylor was always like, "What are you giggling about over there?" I'm just like, this show is just so delightful. Like everything about it really nails the characters, and Alan Tudyk in like multiple roles is just fantastic. So,
And Poison Ivy,
oh man,
I think she's got to be my favorite. She is the weary friend whose advice is never followed.
and Kite Man,
And Kite, hell yeah.
so good. Oh boy.
Don't you think he should subscribe to like HBO Max so he can see all the seasons instead of purchasing the DVDs?
Well, right now, I mean, I've got Amazon, Netflix.
Yeah, but
you know, I don't want to be going overboard on the subscriptions.
Yeah, but it's like
Jack, our
$15
Lord and
for a
Savior
month.
Zack Snyder movie's coming out next month. So you've got to see Justice League, rated R, 4 hours.
Well,
Doesn't that
we'll
sound like
get
a
it.
great time?
We'll get into that soon.
4 hours.
I want to rent out a movie
I'll
theater to
probably go
watch it.
have some more fun or something, like get a root canal or something.
There's a movie theater nearby that lets you bring your own content and rent out the whole theater for like $150. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
they're starting to do that here too.
I wonder if I can get them to let me stream Justice League.
Yeah, but you're only going to get one part of it, though.
No, you would. What do you mean?
Isn't
It's
it going
one.
to be?
No, it's one part now.
No, 1 4-hour movie.
1 4-hour movie.
Oh, really?
But I mean,
Alright.
we're at home. You could pause and go to the bathroom. That's the it's like long movie, but you can make your own intermission.
I didn't realize that. So when did they make that change? I mean, I guess recently.
They just
right?
announced the runtime and the rating this week. So
Okay, so like I said, we'll get into more with that. So glad Jack likes Harley Quinn. It's a good show. But again, it's not for kids, like he said. It's very
Definitely not.
violent. Very uses a lot of foul language too.
it's very like the Archer of Batman stuff. I would say is the closest thing I can compare. But probably, I think Archer was probably only PG-13 or whatever, NC-17. It wasn't rated R like this is, because this is on a streaming platform only.
I mean, a lot of it also, it reminds me of Kill Bill, where sometimes the violence is so over the top that it's less
Goofy.
horrific.
Yeah, it's so over the top.
Yeah.
And this week for me, it's Groundhog Day was this week. And so I bought the Groundhog Day board game. And it was $7 on sale. And also Funko Games made it. And so far I've never had a bad game from them, because they bought some local Seattle board game companies like Funko did, and then just basically rebranded them Funko Games, and then have them making games with all the licenses they can get. It actually ended up being a very, very fun card-based, like hectic timer-based game. It was very fun. I would recommend it, even though I would not think that I would say that. And it's kind of weird. I feel like board games are in this, like, the video games of the 90s, where they had all these movie games and they were all still good. Like you had your Lion King and you had your Aladdin game and Darkwing Duck and all those were really good games. And then all of a sudden they became bad. I'm waiting for this bubble to burst, because I haven't played a bad movie board game lately that I bought. And it's exciting, but also every time I'm like, when's the last time this is going to be good? And that was really fun. And I also learned that you can tell your Alexa to wake you up to a specific song at a specific time. So on February 1st, I set my alarm to wake me up at 6 a.m. to I Got You, Babe. And so I was able to wake up on Groundhog Day and look over, and it was singing I Got You, Babe, just like in the movie. So there's
Did I ever
that.
tell you my experience when I had...
We do strange things to amuse ourselves during lockdowns.
Especially because every day is Groundhog Day.
When I first saw that in the movies, I actually was visiting my friend in Philadelphia, and I think I had some sort of tooth removed or whatever the hell. And I was on like some really powerful painkillers, and I ended up like drinking that night too, which was not a good idea.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, but I did it anyway. And we went to go see Groundhog Day, and because it just came out, and I fell asleep. And I would wake up every time they played I Got You, Babe. And I was freaking out. I really flipped out. I really was like shaking, and I just wanted to leave. And my friend was laughing because he thought it was hysterical. But It just was so bizarre. So I have like really painful memories of that movie.
Sorry to bring those up.
Trauma's just coming back.
I don't think I could play the board game without.
Well, it was cool because the way it works is you're trying to make the perfect day, and you have to continuously get a better score each time you make a row of 7 of like the different things, and everyone has to put in the cards in sequential order as you play each row. But you also have to make sure that you're all adding up the little hearts to make sure that it's better than the last day without getting too good of a day. Because if you have too many perfect cards before you have a full perfect set, you lose. So it's really neat. It does, and every single one of the cards is a different moment. Like there's Ned Ryerson, and there's the waking up, but then there's the waking up and getting the coffee. You're like, I guess there's only coffee, and then there's like the next time where he's a little bit more of a jerk about it, where he's like, you don't have cappuccino, and then like it's very cool because you're progressing as Phil Connors throughout the game until you get a perfect game as a team. It's pretty neat. This is a cooperative game.
Do you learn piano?
You do, if you basically, there's a card you can play that's a yellow card that unlocks at the top or some of like the skills he learns throughout the movie, and you have to play a certain card to then unlock that card to be in the deck to possibly get in your hand the next time. And so there is piano lessons that unlocks the ability to do piano, just like ice sculpting unlocks like making Rita in an ice sculpture as a card you can get, or like saving the old guy unlocks like Pops as like a bringing him to the. It's very clever. I applaud Funko Games for the level of theme and the fun and replayability of this board game. So if you want something yearly to do on Groundhog Day besides watching the film or waking up at 6 a.m. to I Got You, Babe, I recommend the Funko Game.
Oh, that's cool. So I've been going back to Disney Plus, and I've been watching the Disney animated movies, like starting with Snow White.
Oh, sorry.
What do you mean, sorry?
I don't like Technicolor. I don't like Technicolor movies.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't understand it. You got to get over it, pal.
They got those long intros that are really boring.
And they're 4:3 too. I mean, well, these are anyway.
Yeah,
the aspect ratio.
If the format is the 4:3, that's fine. I've kind of gotten over that. I love a good shifting aspect ratio, but I think But man, those intros, you just fall asleep, and then you wake up and the movie's over.
One of my sisters can't watch black and white movies. She freaks out over them.
I think as a kid, what got me over that was Clerks, because I was like, this is a modern movie, but it's black and white. And then I was like, oh, so it's just a choice. I mean, it wasn't back in the day, but it feels like that.
It was pretty cool, like when we watched The Wizard of Oz when we were kids, and it was
the
black
transition
and white.
to color. That's very
Yeah.
Anyway, I watched Snow White. I watched Pinocchio, Dumbo, Fantasia, Bambi. I gotta say, man, those movies are so dark and scary. Other than Fantasia, well, Fantasia's got that.
Fantasia's got Night on Bald Mountain.
Yeah, exactly. Night on Bald Mountain. That's pretty scary. And the dinosaur part too is pretty scary.
Yeah.
But Snow White, scary as hell. I mean, you kind of like wonder like how many kids pissed themselves in theaters, because it was pretty damn frightening. And Pinocchio, I've never gotten over the boys turning into donkeys.
Since I've known Joe, he's had trauma from Pinocchio. He can't look at a donkey without getting the shakes.
Well, no, the donkey. Well, I could look at a donkey. That's fine. But they turned those kids into donkeys and never went back to rescue them or anything like that. It's pretty frightening for a little kid and an adult.
They also got ate by a whale.
You know what? Like, I don't understand with that. Like, this is like the first time I was watching that. And, he got swallowed by a whale, and then he drowned. Like he shows up like with his head basically submerged and he's dead. He was underwater for about 10 minutes.
But he's not a real boy yet.
Yeah, he's a wooden puppet.
Yeah, but he was a wooden puppet back then too. But he basically drowned, like
you can't drown wood.
Well, he did.
He would float anyway.
Yeah. He was doing a dead man's float when Geppetto found him.
We'll all float down here.
Anyways, I am enjoying watching these movies. I'm actually up to Three Caballeros. And,
I loved Three Caballeros as a kid. I love that movie. I watched it over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's kind of cool too. Yeah, and before that, it was Saludos Amigos. I watched that too. That was pretty good. It's interesting how much Disney had an affinity for back then Latin American culture, and I appreciate the fact that he kind of brought that to our country so that we got to learn more about, different cultures and stuff like that. Is, with Brazil and Mexico and all that stuff. And I think that's pretty cool. And they should do that more often. I think I think they are, like when you look at Coco, like, that definitely showed a lot about the Day of the Dead and, how they celebrated. It's kind of cool. That's the one thing I really appreciate. Well, there's many things I appreciate about Disney. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into the news. So, yeah, we got to add music for this. So Don Cheadle has come out and said that filming for his War Machine series on Disney Plus is starting soon, and it's going to be called Armor Wars. And according to the synopsis, it's what happens when technology falls into the wrong hands. And he's also going to appear in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That's like every Iron Man movie, though, isn't it? What happens if technology falls in the wrong hands?
You are right. Jack, do you remember when they had that Armor Wars?
Yeah, it should be interesting to see a War Machine based version of it, because it was Tony Stark starts to find out that his technology has been borrowed by friend and foe alike. And he's like, no, because the fact that I created it means I'm responsible for whatever you do with it. And he goes around wrecking friend or foe who has his technology and disabling it, burning it out. So I think he goes against, there's an aquatic hero called Stingray that he's like, nope, your suit, not going to use it anymore. I think he goes against Rhodey at one point with the War Machine.
I mean, he kind of did that in Iron Man 2, right? That was kind of like the whole thing.
And he goes and he invades the vault because he finds out that S.H.I.E.L.D. has also taken some technology, and all the guards at the vault are wearing like a green scaled down version of his armor. So he goes and short circuits all of them, but Captain America, who's only the captain at the time, tries to intercede and like, hey, you can't do this. These are good men doing their jobs, and makes that argument. But Tony Stark is Tony Stark. Yeah. I don't care. I'm going to trash it. So he goes to the vault and he disables all the guard suits. So he's public enemy number one for a while. And eventually he is taken out by, what was it? I don't remember the name of the character suit they called it. Always kind of looked like a potato with a helmet to me. Arsenal, I think the name of the character was, takes out Iron Man. And of course, eventually he makes a new armor, comes back and wins. But Armor Wars was a pretty good series. A lot of fun for the 80s.
I like that idea if it's Rhodey trying to clean up the mess, or like people taking advantage of Tony Stark's death. And I think that could be an interesting take on it if that's where they go. Is Rhodey's like, hey, don't besmirch Tony's, legacy.
Or since it's, Rhodey, it's maybe more military based, like he's going against, another country has stolen this and he's got to stop them because they're incorporating it into their military. Maybe that's going to be the plot of it.
Well, I got to say, after watching Avengers back to back,
man, I can't wait for this.
Here we go.
Don Cheadle is by far the worst part of that series.
I was hoping you were going to come around and say, like, you know what, I'm also flipping around on Don Cheadle. Next thing I know,
that's what I was waiting for. Like,
if that happened,
he's horrible.
If that happened, we'd have to make sure Joe watched all 4 Batmans together, just to see if he'd come around on George Clooney.
Oh, we're going to mention him in just a few. But yeah, he sucks, man. First of all, just the look of him, I think bothers me, because to me, again, Rhodey doesn't look like that in the comics. He's too skinny. And also, he's too old. He's just too old to be War Machine. I'm sorry. I don't like him. I don't think he's a good actor. I just don't like him. He's not War Machine. I would be more excited if they would have cast somebody else as War Machine for this series. He just needs to go back to doing dramatic movies. Like even like when I was watching Ultron, and there's that scene when they're celebrating at the party, before Ultron shows up for the first time. He's going around looking for praise and telling his story about like what he did.
That was funny. I loved that.
But that's not Rhodey. Rhodey doesn't he's not looking for praise. He's not like that. Oh,
But this is MCU, Rhodey.
Whatever. It's the worst incarnation of what they've done with superheroes. Like, Spider-Man, I can get used to. But what they did to War Machine, he would have been so much cooler. And I would have been so on board for him to be Iron Man, too. But not with Don Cheadle in the costume. Someone else they got to get to play.
I mean, the writing would have been the same regardless of the actor. You realize that?
I do, but he just sucks. It's like, it's like you don't want to. I mean, I don't see the difference
like the guy
between his frame and Pee Wee Herman. I mean, they're basically the same kind of body type. Like, why would you cast someone like that to play someone like Iron Man? It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'm not too excited about it. Let's move on. All right. So Elizabeth Olsen has teased that we might see a cameo equivalent to what we saw in The Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker in WandaVision. Can you guys guess who it might be?
Can you don't tell us if we guess right?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying, let's guess.
Doctor Strange. That's my guess.
Yeah, I would say more than likely that's a possibility. You got anything, Jack?
Well, Doctor Strange is the most obvious because we know that WandaVision is falling into place with the rest of it. But
now again,
I was going to say Ant-Man, but no. I'm going to say Jane Foster.
All right.
Well, because you got Dr. Darcy there, and
that would be cool.
Weird energy fields is kind of part of Jane Foster's thing. So,
yeah,
in the MCU. So that I'm going to go with that one. It's a guess.
When does this take place? This takes place after
Endgame, because the snap, or the blip. The snap is the act of everyone disappearing, and the blip is everyone returning. So this is after the blip because we have Monica Rambeau, and she was snapped, and then her mom died while she was, sorry, spoilers, we'll get to there, but
no, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so Monica Rambeau being there, and the fact that the FBI guy, Vision's dead, and the FBI guy being able to do close-up magic means it's after all those things. So
what about Ian McKellen as Magneto?
Oh, that kind of cameo? That would be you. Or even Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, or Michael Fassbender, yeah.
That or if the end of this is that,
well, he might. Well, isn't that what is his name?
I think Evan Peters, I think, has already been cast in this TV.
They just don't know if he's going to be Quicksilver
or Speed. Kind of is where we're thinking. Like he could be the adult version of her child. So it's almost like, look, we have Quicksilver. But if he was actually the Quicksilver from the X-Men universe, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Another one I was thinking, and you guys may think I'm crazy about this. I think maybe Mysterio. Maybe Mysterio is behind all this stuff.
You're crazy.
Kind of like with Old Man Logan, like how he manipulated Logan to think that the X-Men were a bunch of bad guys and he killed them. Maybe he's manipulating.
He did do that in Old Man Logan.
Maybe he's manipulating Wanda. Maybe he's the one behind it.
She seems to be the one behind it based on the most recent episode.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
it's all very exciting. It could be, what if it's Ultron? because maybe Wanda recreates Ultron in her head.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
the Destroyer. Let's go weird about it. The Destroyer's back. Only person that remembers that is Kat Dennings. She's like, oh no, that thing attacked
I could
us
do
in
without
that
the
town."
Destroyer coming back, actually.
What if it was the Warriors 3? I would love that.
I can do without them too.
Man, they were my favorite
No, but
part
they're
of-
saying like Luke
They were
Skywalker
so
level.
good.
Luke Skywalker level, it has to be someone that I think Joe is on a more realistic path of something that's that level, would be bringing in Magneto or from another franchise, or something like that would be more epic, or someone that we think is dead or we would never see in the show, right? Because Luke Skywalker, everyone was guessing Ezra way more than they were going to guess Luke, just because we were like, they're not going to put Luke in the show. That's crazy. And they did. So anyway, the show, okay, we'll get there. We have to get there. I don't know. I'm so excited.
Yeah. How many episodes is there?
I think it's 6.
I thought it was 6, but Dan told me.
Is it that short?
I think Dan said it was 9.
It was 9?
Yeah. I thought it was 6 too, but I hope it's 6 to be honest with you. But we'll
Come on. You had to like it a little better after last week.
I will get into that. So Black Panther
Totaling
ahead.
it's totaling in approximately 6 hours of content. And if each episode's 30 minutes, then there might be something like 9.
I'm surprised they didn't say how many episodes. There probably is somewhere, but yeah, whatever. So a Black Panther spin-off series is coming to Disney Plus.
About Wakanda, right?
Well, director Ryan Coogler is attached to it.
Yeah, it's like World of Wakanda or something like that is like the idea. So it's based in Wakanda, which sounds great.
Yeah, hopefully it's good. Maybe we'll have Siri. Who is the other guy?
I hope they have a lot of
Mayonnaise?
yeah, well that
the man.
yeah.
What's his name?
Mugatu, that's Star Trek.
Mugatu is the ape with the horn.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, we know what we're talking about. That'd be kind of cool.
M'Baku.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They started filming Thor: Love and Thunder last week, and it looks like Thor is back and he's in really good shape. No more fat Thor.
I mean, he can still put a suit on.
What do you mean? You can still put? You're talking about. But his arms look pretty big. They look very toned.
Fat Thor had big arms.
Nah, he had big arms, but they weren't toned and ripped. So I think that Fat Thor is not going to be around, hopefully.
Yeah, and the Guardians were there, right? Apparently.
Yeah, I think they had pictures with Chris Pratt. I had seen a picture of the two of them.
Dave Bautista was
I
on
haven't seen
set.
pictures. Yeah, I heard they were on the set, but I still haven't seen anything. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know though. They released a few pictures. He's got like the red leather vest on or something. It's like, no, I want to see Thor in his armor.
Me too. I agree with you. Yeah, you're right.
I hope they just don't leave him in his 1980s outfit.
I mean, he's not going to be
like
the God of Thunder.
When Eric Masters was Thunderstrike, and his costume was a brown leather vest, and he put on the vest and became Thunderstrike.
I wonder if they're going that route a little bit.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's not going to be Thor, or he's going to be Thor Odinson, but not going to be the mighty Thor, because it's going to be Jane Foster. So maybe when he's Thor Odinson, he doesn't have like the.
Yeah, and those pictures had him with Stormbringer. Well, Mjolnir is. Yeah, I wonder what's going to go out Mjolnir. Like if Jane Foster's going to get it.
Well, how? Because it's technically broken in the current MCU.
I know, but shouldn't she still have it? If she's
absolutely. I think that maybe it'll reform. Maybe that I don't know. We won't know until it happens. But
maybe New Asgard is based where Hela cracked it up.
Yeah.
So there's a little pile of Uru sitting, in the neighborhood.
Maybe they could use the was it the time stone? Or just as she's about to break it, somebody
grab
comes
it,
and goes,
yoinks it. Yeah, away.
We'll see. So George Clooney might be playing Buck Rogers.
I prefer Duck Dodgers personally.
Yeah, we'd never do that. He hasn't done movies in a while, thank God.
He's in a movie on Netflix that just came out. It's called Midnight Sun, Midnight Run, Midnight
I'm
Sky,
sure it's not Midnight Run.
Midnight something, and he's an astronaut man, I think, or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, I heard about that. Yeah, he was the worst part of Gravity. He was the worst part of everything that he's in.
He was the best part of Gravity. Gravity was one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and George Clooney was the only enjoyable moment of that movie.
Whatever. I will say I have newfound respect for that guy because he was on a talk show recently, and he showed that he's been cutting his hair with a Flowbee. Where like all these other Hollywood actors and actresses spend tons of money on their hair. He's been using a Flowbee all this time.
He uses a Flowbee.
Yeah, apparently.
Sure, that wasn't like a paid endorsement.
I don't know. It seemed like it was sincere, and if it is, I give the guy credit. That's kind of cool.
Wait, is this the suck cut from Wayne's World?
Well, yeah. I mean,
it sucks as it cuts.
Yeah, it's like
it certainly does suck.
But they sold a lot of them apparently by Ronco.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Anyway, I got a little bit.
I got nothing.
Will you just give me that? Let me have a little respect for the guy.
I'm so glad that his use of the Flowbee has enhanced your love for George Clooney.
He still sucks as an actor, and he's going to be a bad Buck Rogers if he ends up doing it.
Buck Rogers is campy. I think he could do camp.
I think he's going to do a good job with that because he's got that kind of fourth wall kind of smirk to him sometimes.
Yeah, he was good in The Men Who Stare at Goats.
I liked him in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, fantastic! That's probably I would say that's his best role.
Yeah, I would say so too, but that's it.
But everyone was just on 11 in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I like that movie. A lot of people hate it; they don't understand it, but I like it. I think it's
read a book, nerd. The Odyssey.
Yeah, don't tell me to read a book. I said I liked it.
I was just saying we were saying I know. That didn't like it.
I'm kidding around. Anyway, you guys love when I mention this. Ray Fisher news.
Oh, come on, let it go.
But this isn't so bad. This isn't so bad, all right?
Don't want to hear it anymore.
Is this about the Booyah that he tweeted about?
The Zack Snyder cut is coming out, and apparently he said that hell yeah or hell no, Booyah is not going to be in it. Zack Snyder said that, and so a lot of fans were kind of upset about that because they like when Cyborg says Booyah. And
so I read the tweet, and his tweet, and I retweeted it actually because I thought it was an interesting question. The question was, for those that are upset that Cyborg is not saying "booyah," are you just as upset that you're not hearing, Wonder Woman say, like, the whatever of Hera or whatever she says, and then
but she didn't say it though.
That's what I'm saying. Well, no, she used to say it. Hera's.
But I'm saying, but if she would have said it and they took it out, people would have been annoyed.
No, he didn't say it and they took it out. That's not what happened. They never wrote it in there because this version of the character doesn't say it. They didn't remove Booyah from the movie. It was never in Zack Snyder's script. That's what they were saying, is that the whole time Ray Fisher said, that's not the vision I have for my character. Or maybe Zack Snyder said that. And so he's like, okay, that's fine. The same thing with Superman not saying, this looks like a job for Superman, which I was countering. Like, I loved when he said, I believe in truth, justice, which I know was definitely a Joss Whedon edition.
I know, but we can get
I loved
into
it.
This crap.
I got excited.
Too, it annoys me that they got rid of the American way. For years, it's been bothering me.
The American way thing, it makes sense they got rid of that. That would have been in bad taste at the time, and today it just doesn't make sense. Superman's more of a world protector.
Writers,
It's just old-timey things. America doesn't need to make that's different conversation. What I'm trying to say is that
we'll get back to
his point about, are you mad that those people don't say those? Why are you mad that I'm not saying this? Is a fair one, because it's really the cartoons, the Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, that made it the popular saying it is. And it really does fit that version of Cyborg and that universe of like kind of goofy. There's like a goofy layer to those cartoons that definitely Zack Snyder doesn't do goofy. Like, he's just not, he can't handle goofy. It's so dark and serious that Booyah 1 might not fit this version of Cyborg. And I think that I would prefer, and I know that we we have all talked about this, a better story than anything, right? We've all said that. And I think I would also prefer a take on a character rather than everything I've always seen before from a character. And I think that's why you could argue that the Zack Snyder fans are so into Zack Snyder's, because we can say his Superman is not the Superman we like. We could say everything is too dark, but at least all of it is a take, and all of it is its own Elseworld. It's the Zack Snyder Elseworld of DC Comics. And if that Elseworld is so dark that Booyah doesn't really fit as something that this character would say, I think that that's fine. And so,
well, let me ask you, did you enjoy that when he said that?
I don't remember him saying Booyah.
Oh, I remember him saying
in Justice League. He said
it was towards the end. Yeah.
I mean,
when they defeated what's his face, Steppenwolf.
I mean, I'm sure I enjoyed it, Joe, but I also enjoy just seeing a parademon on. I'm very easy to please.
Those parademons sucked. They looked horrible.
But I loved it in Batman versus Superman. Is what I'm saying. When I saw Parademon, I was like,
that's true. I think they look better in Batman v Superman.
It's because Zack Snyder is a sucker. He cares about the cinematography and the visuals of everything. Like, this is obviously his most important aspect of every movie is the visuals and not the plot. But it was. I'm sure I was like, cool. He said booyah, but I don't think it is a character trait that is needed necessarily. It's fun. We all love it. We all love when we get that dopamine and nostalgia, and no matter what we watch, but I just don't know if it's I get his point is saying, like, does that fundamentally make it bad? And it doesn't. And I don't think that, I don't think, what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne ever said Great Caesar's ghost in any of those movies. And that's Perry White's #1 catchphrase.
I don't know. He might've actually.
To be fair, like, even in the CW universe, I was rewatching the intro, the first time Superman ever came on Supergirl, and he goes, because Perry's giving him things, he says shucks, and he's like, oh, Perry, because he's just talking to him on the phone. He goes, well, you say Great Caesar's ghost, and it's not really a normal phrase nowadays. And you're like, oh, cute. Again, it's just a cute, fun thing for fans.
Yeah, it's
but
like
I don't think
Easter
it's
egg,
necessary.
you know.
I think it would be more important if they didn't include The Night Begins to Shine.
Excuse me?
Cyborg's favorite song, The Night Begins to Shine.
Is that his favorite song? In what?
Teen Titans.
In the comics or the show?
The show.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that
You
either.
don't remember The Night Begins to Shine? It is the most 80s song/video you could ever watch.
I never even heard of it. That song.
Track down the episode. You'll love it.
On the
Alright.
Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go?
Teen Titans Go.
Oh, well, that character, that's the most outrageous version. I mean, he also, like, shoots waffles from his blaster and meatballs. So, that's kind of the thing, is the version of the character that says booyah all the time shoots meatballs out of his cannon. So you're kind of like, what do we need here? Of all
Now
the things.
that would make me see a Justice League movie.
The meatball cut.
I wouldn't like to
The
see
waffles.
that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Taylor makes a good point. His argument, I will agree with what he said after what he said. But I still think that Ray Fisher could have said, I can understand people liking it, but hear me out, but it's almost like he's accusing you of, I'm not going to get into it. I don't know. I just don't like the guy. I think he's a jackass. And there's also, I think that some author, Sean O'Connell, is releasing a book called Release the Snyder Cut, which is all about, like, how the Snyder Cut came to be.
Sounds
and all
interesting.
that stuff.
I'd rather watch a documentary than read a book about it, but it sounds good.
But he asked Ray Fisher to write the foreword for it. So he came out on Twitter and he said, this guy O'Connell, he said, Ray told me on September 8th that it wasn't the move for me right now, but that I appreciate you asking.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy said, we moved forward knowing that he couldn't do it and just decided to do the book without a forward. And then Ray Fisher comes out on Twitter and he says, please delete this and refrain from publicly misrepresenting our conversation. It's like, first of all, what did he say that was so bad? He basically said, Ray told me on September 8th that it wasn't the move for him right now, but I appreciate you asking. Why does he have to
positive?
Why does he even have to get involved? This guy is such a jackass. I can't stand him. And I remember when they first announced Justice League and we saw Ray Fisher as at Comic-Con, and he had a Cyborg shirt on, and I really liked the guy. You know, it looked like he was really happy to be part of the DC universe and all that stuff. And I thought he was a decent actor in the movie. And I still think he would have been a better Finn than John Boyega. But he's just a jerk. I just don't like him. I just think he needs to shut up. He's like, you know, like how Trump was with tweets. He's just as bad, you know.
Stop giving him press.
Yeah, you're doing this.
Oh yeah,
Stop
maybe
bringing him up.
I guess so.
Ray Fisher, you're on blackout now.
All right, you know what? That's a good point to end things.
Redact, redact, redact. If I had a big marker, I'd go right across you, Joe.
Okay. All right, let's get into WandaVision. So what was this again? This episode 4?
4.
All right. So what did you guys think about episode 4?
Jack, you first.
I liked it because a lot of pieces now started falling in place. But of course, you know, it answers other questions. And let's face it, Dr. Darcy. It was great to see her again.
You liked her in the Thor movies?
I thought she was hysterical in the
Love
two Thor
Darcy.
movies.
Yeah, same. Big fan of Darcy.
She was okay in the first one. I thought she was kind of annoying in the second one.
I just haven't watched the second
With
one
her intern? No.
enough times to even have an opinion over any of those characters in the second Thor.
Well, I don't like. Was it Kat Dennings? Is that the actress?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a fan of hers. I think
Well,
she could be really funny and she'd be really not funny.
She was in Two Broke Girls, and they
Yeah.
just marketed the hell out of that on TBS, where I just couldn't watch TV without a commercial coming on for that.
Sorry,
and it
I
just
don't
looked so unfunny.
I cut the cord 15 years ago.
Okay.
So like,
Well, maybe that's it. You were very lucky not to see all those commercials. But anyway, not a fan of hers. I think they could have gotten somebody. I don't know. I guess even what was the other scientist from Thor, Sevlik or whatever?
yeah, he's great too, but he went crazy and then he kind of like was uncrazy. He was a great character. I don't know. I think that the Thor, everyone that was like a secondary character in the Thor universe was so good. I think that, you know, the Warriors 3 were fantastic. They did a really good job of a what is it called? Like the supporting cast in those Thor movies. Because Darcy, Solveig were both fantastic. The Warriors 3, I think Odin, you know, his mom, what's her name?
Jamie Alexander.
Well, Jamie Alexander, just everyone I think was always on like, whatever Kenneth Branagh did in that first movie, he really did a good job of setting up, or the writers, maybe whoever it was, these characters, and the actors did a great job of bringing them to life. And it's one of those things where, similar to Parademons and Batman vs Superman, Warriors 3 on the big screen, I never thought I'd see that, because there's such like a side character in the Thor universe that is an important one, but you're like, why would they bring these guys into this? And they did in the best way. It made everyone happy, especially when they had the cops and they're like, we've got Legolas
Jackie Chan in the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, Renaissance Fair. I was just like, wow, so good. Just really good writing. And Loki, right? One of the best villains in the entire universe out of those movies. I just think that those Thor movies did a lot of work creating a universe that isn't talked about enough. And having Dr. Darcy is great.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jack, I interrupted you. Go on with your opinion on this latest episode, and give me a rating too.
A rating, I would give this. WandaVision as a whole has now gone on the flexible scale of an 8 for me, because I like the fact that they did address it with Sword, that it was I don't remember the acronym for it. I don't think it was the same one as the comics, but I liked a bit of bringing back some of the agents we've seen, Agent Wu.
And Agent Wu.
Yeah,
Him being back, he's another very likable character.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the character progression of him having the close-up magic that Paul Rudd, the Ant-Man, was doing. And he's like, how did you do that? And he was practicing in that movie. And they show that like time has gone by and he's wiser and much more sharp than he was, when he was dealing with Ant-Man.
Yeah, it's like I said, it left bigger questions as to, are they really going to show Wanda breaking? That she's on her way to the major breakdown. This is like a hiccup for her, I guess. But I'm hooked. I want to see more. I want to see what happens.
Okay. What about you, Taylor?
I've got to say that I think that the opening of this episode was what everyone that hadn't seen a trailer, wasn't into, as deep as we are, expected to see in this show. It opened up, and this was the first time that I got goosebumps seeing the Marvel Cinematic Universe logo come up, because it happened after the blip happened. They showed like the which we all wanted to see what happened when everyone came back. We kind of got what happened after everyone came back in the Spider-Man movie, but we never got to see someone unsnap. And we got to visualize it in a hospital and the chaos. And then as soon as they were like, she's been dead for 2 years, it goes bump, 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 bump. And the whole thing starts. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I love Marvel movies. Like, it was just like this wave of like, I did miss this. Where like last year, like, are you upset there was no Marvel movie? I'm like, nah, I've seen enough Marvel movies. I'm okay. It's fine. And WandaVision was so different that when it started, you're like, this is an interesting take and it's a slow burn and it's fun because it's very cool. But man, this episode was just like, you remember the MCU? We do. Check it out. And I was like, oh, it was just, all the stuff, the ridiculous, like the Shield-esque sword, right? That whole thing, like really selling hard Monica Rambeau and how she's a total like badass. Can we say that?
Yeah, you just did.
Sure.
Great. Because she is. They were like, oh, she's like the #1 agent for Sword, but she's like grounded because her mom was the head of Sword. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's really cool. That that character became the head of Sword. And is this like chief guy that's now in charge good or bad? We don't know. Like, because we've had bad experiences with old white guys in charge of acronym based agencies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I just thought
like Nick Fury?
No, like
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. He was Hydra. He was the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. So,
yeah, I know. But
come
I'm just
on,
saying
Joe.
But I'm saying that it's not like it's a white man's.
No, but the white guy was the bad guy.
No, it has to be
the old white guy was the one who was actually Hydra, and Nick Fury was the one who had to go undercover. Anyway, so you're like, we have bad experience with that. And just, I don't know, everything about it was just like on 11 as far as like really Marvel Cinematic Universe-y stuff. We got to see these characters we love, like side characters come back. We got like more, it explained a lot of the different colored things that we would see in the old episodes. Cause you're like, as soon as they flew that little helicopter, I was like, man, that's what Wanda saw in like the first or second episode. That's super cool. They explained like the beekeeper outfit, why it looked like that, because everything that goes in there gets like adjusted to fit the time frame. And just so much of it was like Jack said, explaining everything while simultaneously still making things curious. And yeah, it was like you were getting the 2 weeks or however long it was supposed to be, longer, I guess, that we watched, but from the perspective of everyone outside the bubble. And I just thought it was fantastic. And I think that the last episode, like I said, wasn't my favorite. It was my least favorite so far, and this one was just really bringing it back. And I thought, just excited to see more. It's still at a 9 out of 10 for me, I think, as far as the show goes. And I'm excited to see more.
All right, I was just looking this up. So apparently, Dan was right. It's 9 episodes, and it's going to run until March 5th.
I really thought we were almost done.
I was hoping we were almost done.
No, because now it's just opening up this can of worms, and I'm like, where are they going to? Because the show can go so much farther than I thought it was going to go. Now that I know it's 9 episodes. When I thought it was 6, I'm like, we got 2 more, so got to wrap things up in an hour. Let's see how this happens. But we've got a couple more episodes.
So I got to say, I can finally give this episode, or one of the episodes in this series, a positive rating. Is a 0 a positive rating? No.
Well, you can't divide it, so
no.
You know that.
So yeah, the first 3 episodes for me were 0s. They sucked.
For sure.
This one I'd give a 6. I mean, I liked it, but I like Monica Rambeau. I like her a lot. I like that they're unraveling the mystery and stuff like that. But I think my problem with the series again was that the first 3 episodes could have been 1 half-hour episode, where you could have had all these stupid ass sitcoms just wrapped into one. I just feel like, you said it's a slow burn. It's a very slow burn, that where they're leading to. And again, I'm just not a fan of the show. I'm not huge fans of the MCU's Wanda and Vision. And I'll say this too, like after I watched the Avengers movie, Joss Whedon got Vision right. And the Russo brothers got him wrong. They didn't know how to handle him. I don't like how they made him like a Pinocchio type of character, that he had a lot of flaws and that he was so in love with Wanda and everything. I think that's just crap. I just don't like how they handled Vision at all. And to me, it's kind of like Vision in this is like Finn in, Star Wars. He's just there to make goo eyes at Wanda, like Finn made with Rey and stuff like that. He's not a significant character. He's like he's a throwaway character because he basically is going to get thrown away. But who knows? Like they might resurrect him somehow.
So
I don't
Joe,
know.
I have a question for you.
Sorry. Go ahead, Taylor.
Don't you think that he has to have some sort of cognitive ability? If he's dead, he has no stone. Wanda's making him live, but he is questioning the world around him still.
Yeah,
Wanda isn't questioning the world around him. He's questioning the world around him, and she keeps resetting things. So he is alive, sort of. And that doesn't intrigue you?
No.
Okay.
I just don't like how I watched Ultron, and again, I have more of an appreciation for Ultron than I ever did after watching it recently. And Vision was so kick-ass in that. And I just wish that that's the Vision that we got in the MCU and in the series. And I also would have liked to seen how these two fell in love, because we never really seen that, And I got the chills when I watched Ultron and Vision rescued Wanda, from that falling train or whatever the hell she was in, or that cart.
Mm-hmm.
Because even back then when I saw it in the theater, it's like, oh wow, that's cool. It's a reference to like that they're going to hook up at some point. But it's just then, it was Civil War when he was making her paprika and all this other crap stuff, and the lovey-dovey bonk on head crap that he did with Wanda just really turned me off. I mean, he's his own character. For them to fall in love, it should have taken more time than how they rushed it. And again, we didn't see how they really fell in love. I would rather have seen that, because if you look at, what is it? I guess it's between Civil War and Infinity War. What the hell happened in between then? I think they said it was like a couple of years. I would have liked to seen that, like where they fell in love and all that. Maybe, like I said before, go on an adventure together, tackle enemies, like where they're helping each other and stuff like that. But to me, it just seems like Vision's a puppy dog. He's just there, to basically, be in love with Wanda, and Wanda's got this thing for him now.
Yeah, he fought against Wanda in Civil War.
Even like in Endgame, was it? No, Infinity War. It's like she had such a difficult time killing him. Why? He's him, but he's an android.
He's a learning.
You're talking about the death of billions of people versus this one robot, basically. So you're going to sacrifice
one robot important to her.
Yeah, whatever.
And he has the Soul Stone. Or whatever it was the Mind Stone. He has the Mind Stone. He is a new kind of being. Like, he is not a robot. He's a living, different creature.
I'm just telling you, if it was up to me and I had to basically kill someone in my family, I wouldn't wait. It's like, sorry, I got to do this. Have a good time in the afterlife. Where
do you get these analogies?
Basically, you're supposed to save billions of people.
Watch out, Jack. Watch your back.
Yeah, Jack, definitely you. You better watch yourself. It's lucky you're in New Jersey.
And my last name's not Hogarty.
Anyway, I don't know. I like I said, I
Hello,
give it a
sister.
6.
I'm coming for you. This
All
is
right,
your
well,
brother
let's
Joe.
keep my family out of this for now. um, I like Monica Rambeau. I wouldn't mind if she had her own series. You know,
That's
I
what
think
this is almost,
I think the actress is a really good actress. And like you said, I like them bringing back was it Wu?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked him in Ant-Man, and I like him as an actor. You know, he's very good. You know, like he can do comedy, and I really like the guy. Anyway, so
I
my
like
point
this
is,
show Fresh Off the Boat. It's too bad that came to an end.
Did you guys see the tweet that said it was a big week for what's his name? Who plays on The Office? Who plays Jim Halpert? He's they wanted to be Mr. Fantastic. John Krasinski. They said big week for John Krasinski, WandaVision and SNL, and it had the picture of Wu and him on SNL. It's because in The Office, the one cold open, he played Asian Jim. In The Office, when basically we're tricking Dwight into thinking that Jim was Asian the whole time, and it was played by that actor. And so it was just really funny tweet. That's like big week for John Krasinski, like playing on that joke from The Office. I thought it was very clever.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I never watched The Office because it was just too close.
I'm telling
to
you,
home.
if they snagged him and Emily Blunt as Reed and Sue, that would be great.
Would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. So yeah, it's not like I'm dying to see the next episode, but I'm kind of glad that at least we're learning more about it. And I'm just sick of the sitcom stuff. And you have to
the next episode's all sitcom again, just for Joe.
I have a feeling that's going to be the case. Aren't they going to do Married with Children or something like that?
I don't know.
I
didn't watch the mid-season trailer. They're like mid-season trailer, and I was like, why? I'm already watching the show. Why would I need another trailer? Like, I don't want to know anymore.
I didn't bother because it's like I wasn't interested in it, But yeah, I mean, hopefully it gets better. But I am glad that at least there was an episode that I kind of somewhat enjoyed. I would never watch it again, but I kind of enjoyed it.
Man, I still think of that when they went from full screen into
you and your aspect
widescreen.
ratios.
Oh man, it was so cool.
What you need to go see a therapist, man.
I just think it's clever. They're really using it cleverly, and I've never seen it on a streaming platform like that. It's just very cool.
Well, I noticed it, but I wouldn't have noticed it as much if you didn't point it out.
Well, you're welcome then.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so hopefully this will get even better with the next episode, but we'll see. Okay, on to the main topic, and this is the Ultimate Avengers movie quiz that I'm going to give these two guys. Now, are you guys prepared? Because I told you basically to have...
I'm ready.
Jack, I hope you're prepared. You have your letters
I'm
A,
ready.
B. You are, okay. You have one sheet A.
And you didn't say, guys, be prepared. You said, Jack, be prepared.
Oh, come on, Jack. You know why?
It wasn't, hey, Taylor, make sure you have your cards. It's like, Jack, are you reading this?
Taylor,
You hear me?
Taylor would be like, I have provided 3D glasses for all of you guys so you can see the designs that I made for letters A, B, and C. It's like, we'll see. All right, so here we go. You guys ready?
Yeah, I got my
Wait. How do you want to do this now?
So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you the question, and it's going to be A, B, or C is going to be your answer. You basically put A, B, or C up on the screen, and then I'll keep tally of like how many points each person gets or how many they get right. You got that?
You're going to watch out with the points this time.
I'm going to do what?
You're going to watch out with the points this time.
Oh yeah, I am. So you guys ready? First question.
Let me make a better C. Hold on. My C wasn't dark enough.
Oh, you're right, Jack.
No, I'm making it in 3D for you guys.
All right. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Okay. So who is the first Avenger that we see in the first Avengers movie? Is it A, Captain America, B, Iron Man, or C, Hawkeye?
I'm ready.
Well, yeah, just hold it up.
No, because then Jack will see it.
No, don't hold it up yet.
Yeah.
Well, we need to move on.
All right.
Oh, he's got an A in Avengers one. I like that.
I don't have a printer, so I couldn't do something cool like that.
Jack, you're wrong. It was Hawkeye.
Honestly, I was thinking
He's up at the top.
I just couldn't remember it.
Jack.
All right,
You
next
surprised
question. Let's
me.
go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Which motion picture company produced Avengers? Was it A, Marvel Studios, B, Paramount Pictures, or C, Disney?
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Nope, I can't until because Jack will see it.
Come on, Jack.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. That might
Jack,
I'm the wrong
Jack's
way.
got C.
I've
and
got
you
B.
got B.
Yeah.
And actually, if I missed my question, it's B. It's Paramount Pictures.
Yeah,
Taylor
Paramount.
gets another one.
They're very good, Tim.
What's
Because
going
it was
on?
it was going. His little stars showed up. Remember that?
Yeah, and plus Disney at that point they didn't officially own all the stuff. They were buying it from Paramount Pictures. Like Paramount made the separate ones: the Iron Man, the Thor, not Hulk.
The Hulk. Yeah, no, Paramount.
Hang on
Hulk.
a sec. Let me fix
Universal
my
owned
video.
Hulk.
You're right.
Captain America was Paramount too.
Gotcha. Okay. Next question.
You guys.
Let's see.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm the right way now. Yes.
It looked right for us the whole time.
Yeah, you were fine.
It did. Oh,
Yeah.
It looked reversed to me on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
Let me switch back. Let me switch back.
How many men does Black Widow take down while being interrogated by the Russians? Is it A, 2, B, 3, or C, 4? You guys are right. It was
There was
Wait a
3
minute.
guys and then that one guy.
wait a minute. I think you guys are wrong.
Was it 3 then instead?
What?
It was 3.
Bummer.
Oh,
Yeah, it was 3. You guys are both wrong. I was like,
There was
I-
2
It
guys.
was
and a
funny
bad
because
guy
like
then.
I didn't write down the answer, but then I had it on my phone. It was like, yeah, it was 3 guys. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, I was ill prepared. Who does Bruce Banner refer to the Hulk as? Is it A, the big guy, B, the green guy, or C, the other guy? Go.
Can I go?
Okay, you guys both said C, which was the other guy, and that's correct. So Jack gets one first point, Jack.
I want to roll.
How many Shield Council members are there? Is it A3, B4, or C5?
Ready?
Okay, go. Would you say C5? 5. It is 4.
Bummer.
But isn't Fury on the council?
He'd be the 5th, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but we're talking about the ones that Fury was
The ones in
talking
the
to.
shadow on the screens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's on the council, so it's 5.
He is one of the 5th. Yeah, he's the 5th
All
council.
right, I'll
member.
give you guys both a
Fifth guy.
point. All right, okay, all right.
How many are on the council? You didn't say how many besides Nick Fury were on the council.
I should have said that.
Yeah.
Okay, Shield's phase 2 was building weapons using the Tesseract. That was A. B, creating an army of super soldiers. Or C, launching a nuke to destroy the alien invasion.
What?
Alien invasion?
Well, yeah, the Chitauri,
Phase 2 of Shield.
the Chitauri,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yep.
launching the nuke to stop them.
That was their phase 2, you mean?
Well, I'm asking you.
What are
I
you
gave
talking about?
3.
Though? What phases are you talking about? Like the phase of Shield, the company, or the phase in the movie in which they were?
Well, in the past, I guess that was phase 1.
Phase 1 would have been the
Nick
super soldier
Fury
serum.
referred to phase
Right, the super
2.
soldier serum. Phase 2 is Captain America's comeback and Nick Fury's in charge. And I say,
Oh, it's fine. I wasn't going to choose that. What was the first? I'll choose A. I don't
All
know.
right,
What first option.
A was building weapons using the
Yeah.
Tesseract.
I'm doing that.
B was creating an army of super soldiers, and
Yeah.
C was launching a nuke to destroy the alien invasion.
I'm going A. Jackson.
oh wait, launching a nuke? I thought
what he said.
they were making an alien. Making,
No, no. He said launching a nuke.
Remember at the end?
I'll go for A.
Okay,
We're both
you
saying
guys-
A.
You're both right. It
Right.
was A.
I thought you meant because once they knew the existence of Thor, they were, Fury says, why are we making these? Because, you guys are out there. You're proof
Mhm.
talking to Thor. So, okay, never mind.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to confuse you guys too.
Give me another point.
All right. How much money did Steve bet Nick Fury that nothing would surprise him? Was it A, $5, B, $10, or C, $20?
Ready?
Yep. Come on, Jack,
Okay.
you got to be quicker. Look at that B, man. It's a
Buffy B.
All right, Taylor got it. I figured he'd get it.
No, Jack was right.
No, it's the Buffy B is what we're saying. The B he's using is from Buffy.
Oh, is it?
The logo
Okay.
of Buffy.
Okay.
Whatever.
The Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
There's a
Well,
Slayer
Jack
born a
got
generation. Did you know?
He got the answer or the question right.
Correct. Right. He got the great. It was $10. Great.
Yeah, it's $10. All right. What is the first piece of armor that is removed from Tony on Stark Tower? Is it A, the head, B, the shoulder pads, or C, the gloves? All right. 3 seconds, guys.
All right, fine. Ready? I'm ready.
Okay, go. It is A, the head.
Yes.
All right. I had no idea.
They just want to show his face more.
I thought that was an
They're
easy
always,
one, actually.
I think the Marvel movies, it's a good guess because they're always trying to show their faces instead of them in the helmets.
I know. I'm surprised that you guys had difficulty. I thought it was too easy for you guys.
You
But
just saw it, so we haven't seen
Yes,
it.
That's
you
true.
just watched it.
I don't know. I think I would have gotten.
All
it
right, next.
I can't tell you the last time I watched the first Avengers movie.
You should. It's a good movie.
I watched
It
it in
is a good movie. It's
2019.
a great movie,
Yeah.
but it's not as great as Infinity War Endgame. So,
Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that next week.
all right.
What real life building is used as Stark Tower? Is it A, the MetLife building, B, the Chrysler building, or C, the New York Times building?
Ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You guys both got it right. I didn't even realize that. How sad is that? And I worked in the damn building.
You're right there.
I know. Man, if we were working there,
At least I was down the block.
Did you see them filming?
No, I don't remember any film.
Oh, they definitely had to be filming there. Anyway, I was in Florida at the time. Okay. How much percentage does Tony give Pepper for Stark Tower? Is it A, 10%, B, 12%, or C, 20%?
I don't really understand the question, but I'm going to choose.
Remember, he says, I'll give you so-and-so percentage for building. When Agent Coulson shows up, he says a percentage for building Stark Tower.
I don't know. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Okay.
C and A. And the answer is B, 12%.
I thought she negotiated 12%. He gave her 10 and she negotiated 12. But okay.
No, it was 12. Where did Agent Coulson's cellist lady friend move to? Was it A, Portland, B, Seattle, or C, Tacoma?
Ready? I'm ready.
Hmm?
Jack, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, go. Yep, you guys both got it right. It was Portland. Nice place to visit. Wouldn't want to live there right now.
And on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think it was Amy Acker who played the cellist.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm. Another Josh Whedon favorite.
So I give Jack a point for that? Nah. Taylor's doing good for, well, I wouldn't say for a change, but Jack usually is like
Not doing terrible tonight.
Well, you're not that far behind. You're just a couple.
Because I'm finally not getting all the hard questions. We're getting the same hard questions.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. What city in Germany does Loki first appear? Is it A, Berlin, B, Stuttgart, or C, Hamburg?
What are the choices again?
A, Berlin, B, Stuttgart, or C, Hamburg?
Ready?
Can you use the cities in the sentence?
No, just go.
I got a sentence for you. Was Loki in Berlin, Stuttgart, or Hamburg?
Okay.
Okay.
One says A, one says C, and it's B, Stuttgart.
Okay.
It's close. Who does Cap hit with his shield first when Iron Man and Thor are fighting? Is it A, Iron Man, B, Thor, or C, Loki? Come on, guys. Can't have dead air here.
Now, you see,
Okay.
this is the Joe Hogarty Impossible quiz, not that Star Wars one you did, but I'll say
You guys are both right. It was Iron Man. Let's see here. How far a drop is the steel trap that Loki is held in? Is it A, 30,000 feet, B, 40,000 feet, or C, 50,000 feet? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What do you got? Yeah, you guys both got it.
Planes fly at like 30,000 feet.
30,000
that
feet.
made, yeah, made the most sense to me.
I need to say what the answers are for those that are listening. What video game is a Shield member playing on the helicarrier? Is it A, Galaga, B, Pac-Man, or C, Space Invaders?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Yep, you both got it right. It was A, Galaga. I was going to say, was it Galaga, Galaga 2, or Galaxian? Would that have confused you?
No.
possibly.
What movie reference does Cap understand? What movie is it from? Is it A, The Wizard of Oz, B, It's a Wonderful Life, or C, King Kong? Jack's got this inquisitive look on his face. You know, it's that part where he says, I got that reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said it was A was Wizard of Oz, B was
It's a Wonderful Life, or C, King Kong. Man, I'm so glad.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, what do you got? Very good. It was A, Wizard of Oz. They were talking about the flying monkeys.
So I thought.
What shirt is Tony wearing in the Avengers movie? Is it A, Black Sabbath? Is it B, AC/DC? Or C, Blue Oyster Cult?
I'm ready.
Me
Okay.
too.
Okay, what? B. You guys both have B. It is A, Black Sabbath.
He played a lot of AC/DC music.
He did. He played a lot of
That's what threw
AC/DC.
us there. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I knew that was going to happen too. Which turbines fail on the helicarrier?
Oh, seriously?
They say it. Is it A, 1 and 4, B, 2 and 4, or C, 1 and 3?
Ready?
Yep.
Blind guess.
It is C, 1 and 3.
Oh,
Yes. I was also guessing.
Okay. What bridge does the nuke go under? Is it A, the George Washington Bridge, B, the Brooklyn Bridge, or C, the Verrazano Bridge?
I don't know New York. This is an unfair question.
It's unfair, even though I made it fair.
No, because you both have lived in New York anyway.
Well,
Ready?
but I've never said, hey, isn't that the bridge?
Watch the History
You would know what
Channel.
bridge it was.
Actually,
Okay,
you know
ready?
what? You know what I think of more often is going over the Brooklyn Bridge and thinking that's where the Goblin threw off Gwen Station,
Mm-hmm. All right, ready?
even though they called it a different bridge. It was
Yeah.
the Brooklyn Bridge. That was strong.
Okay. What do you got, guys? Jack's got A, Tara's got B, and it is C. Come on, Jack. You didn't know that? The Verrazano Bridge?
I didn't remember him going that way.
Yeah,
It went the nuke went
And that's
under.
the long way from where
it was
I don't
coming from the, it was coming from the Atlantic. Where else would it go under?
he was closest to the George Washington.
But
If you think about where
It doesn't
look how
matter.
much time.
Next question.
But I'm just saying, look how much time he had to grab that thing. You think he would have had that much time if it was coming from the Brooklyn Bridge or the George Washington Bridge?
I love
Because
geographical
comic books.
questions.
All right. Anyway, you guys both
Okay.
got that wrong. Okay. What is Stanley's cameo in Avengers? Is he A, eating a hot dog, B, playing chess, or C, reading a newspaper?
Okay.
Okay. What do you got? You guys said C, and it is B, playing chess.
Oh,
Man,
in
you
the
guys-
I
park.
thought he was hanging out in the little diner underneath the at Penn Station. You know, the one under the
No,
bridge
he,
they were
he
fighting
was
on.
playing chess and he was like kind of bitching about
Okay.
superheroes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're up to Age of Ultron now. So maybe you guys will do
Oh
better. with
boy,
this.
holy moly, it's a lot of questions. All right, let's go. We gotta get through this. Joe's right.
In Age of Ultron, how many red stripes does Cap have on his costume? Is it A, 3, B, 4, or C, 5?
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is C5. And he does
On the
have
front?
His back.
On the front. No, not on the back. There isn't any on the back. It's just on the front. You could see 5.
But
Red stripes.
They alternate though.
Yeah, it's red,
Yeah,
white,
it's red, white,
white,
red.
red.
White and red.
Yeah, it's 5.
Maybe
You
there
have
was
to see
it
it.
was probably. I bet you it was Avengers 1 that he had 3.
Yeah. Well, no, the first Avengers, I think he had 2, and then I think in Civil War he had 3, and in this one he had 5. There's 2 on the side that are really small. You know. Like
Oh
underneath
yeah,
his
it looked like
armpits.
this. So you could see the ones under the armpits.
Yeah.
Mm. There you go. Thanks for the visual aid, Taylor.
You're welcome.
How many Iron Legion robots are there in the beginning? Is it A5, B6, or C7?
Sure.
Jack? Yeah, both are right. That's A5. Okay, which war is Stan Lee a veteran from in the movie? Is it A, World War II, B, Korea, or C, Vietnam? Okay, what do you got? Jack is right. It's World War II.
I think he'd be that old.
He's an old guy, man. Well, he was.
Yeah, but
Who was the first to try to lift Mjolnir? Is it A, Iron Man, B, Hawkeye, or C, Falcon? I love that I'm stumping you guys.
okay, I'm ready.
I think it was possible. Okay.
What was it? It was A.
Iron
A was
Man.
Tony Stark.
Yeah,
Iron Man, B was Hawkeye, C was Falcon.
we're both saying A.
Did you say an A, Jack?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jack had
You
A.
don't,
He
you don't
had it
lift up
up.
a damn thing.
He did.
Okay.
He had it up, and you weren't
I
I
looking.
did have it up.
Pay
right.
attention.
All right. You guys are both wrong. It was Hawkeye.
Okay.
I should get a point every time you
Oh
get
no, it was the
wrong.
Black Widow who said no. There was too much. Okay.
Yeah, and Falcon wasn't even there. You know, he left for some reason. Anyway, all right. Which shirt is Tony wearing in this movie? Is it A, Muhammad Ali, B, Bruce Lee, or C, Jackie Chan?
Ready.
Stump machine. All right. What do you got?
I don't know. That's a guess.
Okay. Taylor had B, which is Bruce Lee, and that is correct.
Woohoo!
So give one to Taylor here. Okay, here. Let's see here. Now we're up to Infinity War.
Okay.
All
Order
right.
of the time stones collected by Thanos. Is
Okay.
it A, power, space, reality, soul, time, and mind? Is it B, space, power, reality, time, soul, and mind? Or is it C, power, space, reality, time, soul, and mind?
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, what do you got?
Let's see. It's definitely C. The
Oh,
answer
it's
is C.
A. It's power, space.
No way. He had space first because he teleported in there, and then he took the the power stone from. Oh, because he took because the Tesseract is the.
Yep, no, but both
You're
A and
right.
B had power and space, but the last thing that he got was the Mind Stone.
Right, which is
From
C,
Vision.
Mind Stone. Yeah.
No, but it was soul, time, and mind. So, you know, Black Widow died. No, not Black Widow. Gamora died for the soul one.
Right.
And then
All he needed left was the Mind Stone.
no, but the time one, Doctor Strange gave him the time one, and that all got messed up because he realized that, you know,
That was after. That was before the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
no, it was after because
Mm-mm.
you know,
Mm-mm.
what's his name? Chris Pratt Star-Lord freaked out.
Oh,
when he
right, because
found
she
out.
was
No,
dead.
that's right.
Yeah. So you guys were both wrong, whatever the hell. But you were close.
My problem was I kept thinking that he had space first before power, and that's when I was immediately discounting the first two options. But he had the Power Stone, was punching the Hulk, then got the Tesseract from Loki.
Yep.
That's where I got mixed up. I would have chosen. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Obviously,
You both
Jack and I
got
were
it
on the
wrong.
same mindset.
Yeah, I
so-
think if you
Right.
had it, if you wrote it down, I think you probably would have gotten it right.
Mhm.
Okay. What movie does Peter reference in Infinity War? Is it A, Alien, B, Aliens, or C, Empire Strikes Back?
Well, it wasn't very specific, so I'm gonna go with. All right.
Okay.
All right, go. It was B, Aliens.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it was.
Why? Can you please give me the quote?
Well, basically, there was no quote. But
Then you don't know which it was Alien or Aliens. You said you see that really old movie, and the actual.
All right, so it was sucked out in the first one too.
Yes.
All right, I'll give you both a point for that one.
And the alien going like this, the reference they were making of it was the maw being stuck like that was from Alien.
I don't think Peter would watch that because Alien was too scary.
I disagree. I think that he cares about movies and he cares about their, the lineage. I saw Alien when I was, in high school.
Oh, anyway, I was kidding around. Okay.
No kidding about Alien.
How many
don't
years
joke
does
about
Tony say Thanos has been in his head? Has it been A, 4 years, B, 5 years, or six? C, 6 years.
All right.
All right, what is it? Jack is right.
It's 6 years between.
6 years.
Wow.
Well, he said 6 years.
I said 6 years only because there are 6 stones.
Good
guess.
guess.
So they're
Jack.
going for a certain amount of symmetry or something.
Oh, that's a good point. How old is Thor? Is he A, 1500 or 1000? Yeah, 1500 years old. B, 1600 years old, or C, 2000 years old? I love that I'm stumping
Ready.
you guys.
I'm ready.
What were the choices again?
A,
15,
1500.
16, or 2000.
Okay.
All right, what is it? You guys are both right. It's 1500.
I can just hear him saying, like, I'm 1500 years old. Something like that, I think it's a weird joke like that.
What does Tony call Quill when he meets him? Is it A, Buck Rogers, B, Flash Gordon, or C, Tarzan? All right, let's go, guys.
Okay.
Taylor is correct.
Oh,
It is Flash Gordon. How many alternate futures did Doctor Strange see?
Mm-hmm.
A is 14,604,000, B 14,605,000, or C 14,606,000.
Okay.
oh, okay.
All right, what do you got? Taylor is correct. It was B 605. Always remember that, Jack. Who was the first person to vanish during the snap? Superhero wise. Was it A, Falcon, B, Bucky, or C, Groot? I'm surprised.
I'm ready.
Surprised you guys did. Okay, what is it? Taylor's got B, Jack's got A. Taylor's correct. It is B, Bucky.
Oh, I thought A was Bucky. Oh, sorry.
A was Falcon.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Jack. I'm not going to give you that one.
No. I thought it was Bucky. You said Bucky first as A, but okay, never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I won't dispute you.
Okay. How many days does Endgame take after Infinity War? Is it A, 21, B, 22, or C, 23?
I'm like, Joe, it was years, but I see what you're saying. It's not the okay.
I think you're 5 years later.
Yeah, I was like, I think we're missing something. No. So how many? Well, sorry. Can you repeat the days? Because I was too busy being like all wrong.
A21, B22, or C23.
Okay.
Okay,
Ready?
Big guess.
Okay, go ahead. Taylor is correct again. It is C23. What uniform does Cap wear to the battle of Thanos in the beginning of Endgame? Is it A, the Nomad costume, B, the Winter Soldier shield costume, or C, the Ultron costume, which is the
5 stripes.
Yeah, 5-stripe costume. There you go.
Okay, ready.
Okay, what do you got? Jack's got C. Taylor's got.
Sorry. I'm just gonna go with B.
Taylor's right again. It's B. It was the Winter Soldier costume.
I almost put A, and that's why I switched it, because I was like, Nomad, but I remember he specifically shaved, then went on the mission. So I realized it couldn't have been the Nomad costume.
And it was cool to see the Winter Soldier costume again.
I like that Winter Soldier costume too.
Mm-hmm.
I do. That's a lot of people's favorite costume. All right, the last question. How many female superheroes are there in the cheerleader scene?
Okay, I don't appreciate you calling it that. It's the A-Force scene. Okay, A-Force.
Is it A, 8, B, 10, or C, 11?
Wow, holy moly. Okay. Can you give us a second to think? This is the last question.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What were the numbers?
It was 8, 10, or 11.
Okay.
Okay, what do you got? C, A. I got it. It's definitely not A. I'm pretty sure it's B. I forgot to write down the answer, but I'm pretty sure it's B.
Wow.
10. All right, so this was the bonus question. Taylor definitely blew Jack away on this one.
Definitely.
You got a lot, Jack, but not as much as Taylor. This was the bonus question I was going to have in case you guys tied. You guys can get this.
It's worth 35 points.
Yeah, it's worth the tiebreaker. How many times, and this is not a multiple choice, how many times does Cap throw Mjolnir? Throws Mjolnir.
First time. And then I'm going to say 4.
What about you, Jack?
3 or 4.
I will say, not to be the same as Taylor, I will say 5.
It was actually 5.
Wow. Because there was a lot of those quick motion throws in the middle there.
Right. Or they showed the scene where, he's standing there, he catches the hammer.
Yeah, the other one, and then they
Thor
swap.
goes, here, you take the little one,
You're right. I forgot about those things. Yeah, I was just thinking of that one moment of just like when he's just fighting Thanos on his own.
Then he throws it at Peter when he has the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I watched it and I made sure to check out every time he threw it. So I got 5. But you know what? Taylor, you won, so you basically have bragging rights if you want to say anything. I know this was a ridiculously hard quiz.
This was the Joe's Impossible quiz.
This was, I mean, I think that what's funny about this is like the last time you thought it was impossible, you were like, name the planets in Star Wars. And we were like, thank you.
It's a DL-44 blaster.
Yeah, like what blaster does Han Solo use? And we're like, the DL-44, like the thing that we knew since we, like I got 3 in my house. No, not really. I wish that'd be cool. But it's just like, but this was like, this is one of those like, I ended up playing I think it was Harry Potter or one of those Lord of the Rings, maybe Trivial Pursuits. And one category was behind the scenes footage. And my girlfriend at the time, she'd watched all the special features. So it was impossible if that category came up for anyone but her to win, because like not all of us watched over and over the special feature. This was kind of like that. It was like, here's behind the scene. How many stripes are on Captain America's outfit in this movie? And you're like, oh boy. So it was fun though.
The reason I thought 3 was because there was an issue of Captain America where they reversed the red and the white stripes. And people were freaking out because they were like, this colorist doesn't know what the hell he's doing. You know,
It's funny.
I mean,
I would
have guessed.
is always red, white, and then red again.
Mhm.
I didn't think the sides.
I'll be honest, yeah, I would have guessed 3, but from watching it, visually seeing it, I was like, oh yeah, there's 2 stripes on the sides there underneath his armpits, or pretty close to them anyway.
Well, Joe, good job on stumping us tonight.
It took time to do, and it was definitely you thought of some stumpers for sure.
But you could see, like, I was more engrossed in Endgame than I was the other ones because I didn't leave you too many questions with Endgame.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just get to some listener email and then we'll move on and we'll just finish it. All right. So Dan would like to know who would win in a fight, Iron Man or Cyborg?
Cyborg, I think.
And any reason why?
No, I would say Iron Man because I'm sure he's got like Norton security on his firewall or something to keep Cyborg out.
Cyborg though is like way better than any hacker that exists because he's like.
No, I'm just thinking like Tony Stark would have to have that suit locked down infinitesimally that.
I was just
it
thinking
would just
that,
be strength on strength.
But I think I would think the boom cannon, like he can teleport and stuff. I think that Cyborg
Booyah Canyon?
No, boom. It's a boom tube cannon, and he can make boom tubes. And if you can make boom tubes, he could really just teleport Tony Stark into space with no power, and he floats around unless Captain Marvel shows up. We saw all that happen. If he breaks his armor enough and then just teleports him into space. He also can make like those really big. I mean, they can both make unibeams basically. Just in
the comics, though, he has a mother box built in.
Yeah, and the newer stuff. Yeah, he's.
I did not know that.
They that whole canon is now canon. Like the fact that his suit and he's very tied to Doom.
His canon is canon.
Canon. Yeah, it's a canon. It's the Doomsday, the dark side tech from Apocalypse is part of his technology. So he has super intelligent alien technology that's now part of his it's called Grid, is his like internal stuff. And there's times where the humanity is ripped from Cyborg and he's just Grid. Or Gridlock, maybe? Grid. I think it's Grid. Gridlock is a
Actually, you just made the character sound a heck of a lot more interesting than anything I've ever seen or read with him in it.
Oh, he's really, really interesting now. And the whole Grid thing that like almost like it's all machine. And so it basically runs Brother Eye at one point when everything goes to crap, and it basically overrides Brother Eye and becomes the new AI in the universe. I think it might be Injustice if they did that. Either way, his technology stuff is powered by Apocalypse technology, and he has boom tubes, and he can just teleport people anywhere he wants. So it's pretty. I don't think Tony Stark could beat that.
No.
Yeah, see that I agreed with Taylor because that's what I thought originally, that he had alien technology where Iron Man basically he's got a lot of money and he's got the experience, but that tech's pretty special. What Cyborg has, but I didn't know. So Jack, what you were saying, like the original origin.
No, I never knew that whole aspect. Once you bring like that ability to transport someone anywhere. It comes down to the question of like, oh yeah, Superman could beat the Hulk because you could throw him into the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Once you bring that into play, it's kind of difficult to overcome that. And Iron Man doesn't have any sort of teleport technology that I know of, even now in the comics. So,
and I also think that if Tony Stark did somehow get ahead of it and blow up Cyborg, or at least attempt. The dangerous part about that would be only his technology side would take over, and that's a super villain, Grid, right? And so if you were to blow up, what's his name? What's Cyborg's real name? I can't remember.
Ray Fisher.
Ray. If you blew up Ray, and you only had the suit, it would just become a super villain, techno villain that would just have no humanity to prevent it from just wiping everybody out. So I think that Cyborg.
Now, like I said, I had no idea of that aspect of.
But no, what I was asking though,
and he actually sounds like a character I'd be interested in reading about.
The original origin of Cyborg. So what did he have alien technology, or was he just basically like the Bionic Man? You
His,
know,
More
his
like
dad
this.
was a scientist and he rebuilt him with this technology. But now in every version of the origin, the technology that he's working on is boom tube technology that they had a mother box, and the dad is working on mother box technology. And then the football game happens and he gets blown up and he uses that to rebuild him, just like they did in Batman versus Superman.
so he got blown up during a football game.
He was a football star. Or no, it was like his
A
house.
car accident, wasn't it?
Depends. Some, but always the mom is involved, depending. So like if you look at the origin from Doom Patrol is more of a classic Cyborg in the Doom Patrol show, which is also great. I really recommend everyone watch that. It was very good. Brendan Fraser's in it. Excellent. But in that, there was a lab experiment and he got angry and like hit something and the lab exploded and him and his mom were inside, and his dad then rebuilt him because he had the technology. And I can't remember if in Doom Patrol it's like there's boom tubes and stuff. I can't remember.
Huh.
I don't think so, at least in that show. But I do know that most of the comic book stuff, he now has boom tubes and things like that. So
Oh, cool.
there was an accident. Everyone but Cyborg involved is dead. He's basically dead. His dad rebuilds him. Is like the origin of Cyborg, no matter what. And you just basically insert or don't insert apocalypse technology to be modern or not.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we're going with Cyborg with this one.
I'm really off tonight. This is
unfortunately, though,
Or
unfortunately for
February the 4th is just not a good day for me in general. I don't know.
Unfortunately for Marvel characters, DC characters are just created overpowered. So it's always kind of an unfair comparing those two for the most part, because the DC characters are always just going to be so OP. Like they are gods. DC's gods. Marvel is, science and science
Enhanced humans.
Experiments enhanced. They're always like closer to people. Like the Hulk is a science experiment gone wrong, and he's infinitely powerful, right? We've talked about that. But usually they're more grounded, I guess, and that's why people connected with them a lot more.
Yeah, we were related more with the Marvel superheroes,
right? Because that's why they became so popular in the '80s when DC was still like not figuring out how to like wrangle their characters and stuff like that, and so yeah, Marvel is always more relatable, which makes them less powerful.
All right. Okay, let's wrap this one up. So, Jack, can you tell everyone where they can find you?
You can send me an email anytime at jackm@WDWNT.
And Taylor?
You can find me on Twitter at TCatch, that's TK4TCH, or email me at taylor@WDWNT.com.
Yeah, and if you want, you can email me at joe@WDWNT.com or send me a friend request on Facebook. Also, if you like our show and enjoy other WDWNT podcasts and would like to become a Patreon supporter, please visit WDWNT's Patreon page at www.patreon.com/WDWNT. And check out,
you can get a vintage Nerd Alert A.
Man, you always interrupt me just as I'm finishing and going on to the next sentence, but that's cool. I like when you do
You
that.
haven't gotten that yet? I look around at whatever's in front of me. It was almost, you'll get this flashlight so you can light up your day. But go ahead, Joe.
And also check out Walt Disney World News Today, as well as Universal Park News Today for all your Disney and Universal news. And also, please visit the carousel of products where there's a ton of fun WDWNT merchandise on sale. And last but not least, please subscribe to the WDWNT Entertainment channel, where you can find Nerd Alert and other WDWNT original programming available there. And you can see us, I hope you're watching us, on that YouTube channel.
And leave a comment.
Like and subscribe.
Hopefully,
good, bad, indifferent.
Like and subscribe. Very good, Jack. Taylor. Yeah, and if you can leave a comment, leave a good one, please. A nice one. Anyway, with that, this will be the end of WDWNT Nerd Alert Season 7, Episode 3. So until next time, see ya.
Good night, and be good to each other.
Later.